So for being a big Zelda fan for a while, seeing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment come out was really exciting. So of course I went ahead and got the game right when it came out. And I definitely know how Hyrule Warriors works because I did indeed play Age of Calamity and 100 complete that game, so that also made me really excited for this game as well. And so far I think I'm around 50% done with the game. I'm not entirely sure, but I've played 12 hours so far and I've almost unlocked all the characters. I think there's like 3 more I still need to unlock. But yeah, I played a pretty good amount of the game, and today I'm going to go ahead and give my honest thoughts and what I think about the game so far. And just to let you know, in this video, I'm not going to contain any spoilers. The gameplay I'm going to be showing is probably around halfway through the game, which was where I currently am, but I'm not going to show any major cutscenes or spoilers. So first, I wanted to talk about the game's story. The game's story takes place back when Zelda gets teleported back in time. If you remember that happened at the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, and it takes place throughout the Imprisoning War where Zelda, Hyrule, and the other sages fight Ganondorf to stop him. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but that's pretty much the whole story of the game. But there's definitely a lot more to that. And I'm definitely going to say this is probably one of the best stories I've ever heard in any Nintendo game. The way it tells it and goes through it, and it definitely develops a lot of emotion with the tons of the characters. And it also doesn't completely just tell about that. It also talks about this little Korok and its construct companion, which I'll also talk about later in the video. But the game, its story is really good. And it's also canon, which Age of Calamity wasn't, and that also had a interesting story, which I'm not entirely sure how I felt about this, but this game's story was definitely amazing. There were indeed certain times though where it would play cutscenes that you pretty much know about because it showed them in Tears of the Kingdom, and you do indeed kind of know how the game's gonna end if you played Tears of the Kingdom, but definitely filled in a lot of holes that we didn't know and definitely gave us a ton of stuff to learn from the Imprisoning War. So yeah, it was really cool overall. And next, I also want to talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is actually really good. A major problem I had with Age of Calamity is how staggery the frame rate was. It would drop to like, I don't even know, like 15 frames when the game was supposed to run, I think like 30, but it kept dropping so much whenever there's huge hordes of enemies. And my favorite part about these games is just slashing tons of enemies and sending them out into the sky. This game, I definitely loved it, that it did not really drop that much at all. There are maybe like a couple of times that did, but didn't really bother me at all. But yeah, there's definitely way more enemies I could tell on the map, and there's definitely tons of them to fight. And the overall combat I felt like was really good and well done. There's tons of combos to unlock. I still have like not unlocked all of them. There's so many side quests in this game, which it definitely took me a while to finish all of them in Age of Calamity, but this game has even more, so I'm definitely excited to do all of them. And what I also love about this game, it's just a small feature, but I love it a lot, is how it shows what combos and moves you can do on the side of the screen, like YX or YYX and stuff like that. The only downside, there are some downsides I have with the gameplay. One is definitely the map design. It's definitely not as unique or expansive as it was in Age of Calamity. Like, they're very tight areas. There are some big free areas, but overall I did like Age of Calamity's map design, but I still like the current maps just because there's tons of enemies on them. And another problem I also had was the abilities of some of the characters. I'll get to that in a second, but definitely there's some unique characters like Zelda, for example, or Hyrule, and there's also the construct and the little Korok, Kalamo, I think was his name, and Minru. Other than those like main characters, I honestly didn't really care about the other characters that much. Like, they had great personality and stuff, and it definitely built up on them, but their moveset wasn't really that interesting. Like, the Rito sage, for example, I think his name was Rafika or something, but he was definitely not really that unique. Like, Rivali in Age of Calamity had a bunch of movesets and could also fly and stuff, but this character, like, in this game, he just doesn't really do that much stuff interesting. He doesn't really have that many attacks where he just like flies in the air. He's just like kicking with his feet a lot, which I thought was really weird. But other than that, I didn't really mind it too much because really in Age of Calamity, I really only played as Link and maybe some other main characters. Same as this game, I really only stick to like a couple of characters. I don't play too many, but I definitely want to play the rest of them more so I can feel how they work. But yeah, I mainly play as the mysterious construct in this game, or I played as Calmo, were the two main characters I really played as. I also wanted to get to the combo moves that you can do. In Age of Calamity, if you remember, there are big moves that you can do if you could charge them up and then press A and unleash a special attack. This game also has that, but they also have like combo moves that you can do. These are really cool. For example, this one right here where Calamo gets on the construct's back and then they turn into a plane and then just starts bombarding the enemies with bombs. These are really cool. There are some though that aren't that interesting, where it's basically one character does their special move and then the other character does their special move and they don't really do it together, but a lot of them are really cool and unique. And what's also pretty cool is that there's these little camps you can find at the outposts you complete in the map, and they're pretty cool because you can give them supplies and stuff that basically boost your abilities like your attacks and XP and stuff. But yeah, I thought this game was amazing so far. It's probably one of my favorite Switch 2 games, right next to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Overall, the graphics and gameplay and all the characters are really fun. I think I may have even liked this game a little bit more than Age of Calamity, as probably has one of the best Zelda stories so far. I'm really excited to fully beat the game, and then I'll probably make another video talking about that later on. But that will indeed be it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe because it'll help out a ton. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers soon, so that will indeed help a lot. Bye, guys, and see you in the next one.